baby.
Tinky, winky, dipsy.
But like nobody thinks about that. Like the sun is just a baby. Like why is the sun a baby?
Isn't there one named Poe?
The sun baby's the devil.
I heard all the Teletubbies were like serial murderers.
I heard that it was just a... That's deep, man.
Nobody talks about that. They're serial murderers.
They're taking over the kids' brains, dude.
They're brainwashing our children.
Literally.
What?
You have a kid?
I don't even know at this point.
You got any fours? I have a 2.
I don't even know how to play this game.
What are we even playing?
You guys know what we're playing?
Flush.
Last year marked the 90th anniversary of Boise State University's founding, and certain campus organizations have been around nearly as long as the institution itself. One such institution is the Arbiter, Boise State's independent student newspaper, which will celebrate its 90th birthday this October. Founded in 1933, the student newspaper first began under the name The Roundup, which was chosen through an open contest among the student body. The title stuck for 32 years before switching to the Boise College Roundup in 1965 after Boise Junior College earned its 4-year status. However, the newspaper would undergo yet another name change 3 years later and become the Arbiter. The Cambridge Dictionary defines an arbiter as someone who makes a judgment, solves an argument, or decides what will be done. The newspaper's 1968 staff said the following about establishing its new name. The Arbiter stands between factions on campus or comments on actions taken when opposition is needed. Yet the paper does not create controversy, but tries to represent the student who is not heard. The organization's briefly rebranded as the University News in the 80s, but the Arbiter name would ultimately be reinstated in 1991 and continue to endure to this day. Today, the Arbiter is a highly decorated journalistic organization with numerous awards at both the state and national levels. Most recently, the Arbiter won first place in Student General Excellence at the Idaho Press Awards.
You know, Delaney, if you did a journalism, it'd be called the Fartbiter newspaper.
You're a poopy head. Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah.
Did you know that the student union building you youngsters go to wasn't always the student union building? It used to be right here in the communications building. Back in my day, when this fine university used to be a junior college, this is where we went to relax on campus. This building was built in 1941, and it only cost the university $26,000 back then. The original floor plan included a large dining hall with a kitchen, as well as 2 lounges and 3 student body offices. In 1951, a major remodel was done on the old student union building, adding onto the structure in order to create more space for the increasing student body. The original building had a grand ballroom on the 2nd floor, which had tall ceilings and decorative wood flooring. However, another remodel in the 1980s transformed the inside of the building into a more modern concept of a school building. This is when the sub became known as what it is today, the Communications Building, and all you hipsters moved over to the new one. Then, somewhere in the 21st century, they put a television studio in here with a generous donation of equipment from KTRV in 2018.
I hate this new generation. All they do is TikTok, eat celebrity meal at McDonald's, and complain about the impending global climate catastrophe started and exasperated by unimpeded capitalism. Like, grow up.
Did you know the horse we all know and love, Buster Bronco, hasn't always been Boise State's mascot? In fact, Buster has only been around for less than 50 years of the school's 91-year history. Before Buster, students created paper and wooden horse effigies, nicknamed Elmer, to burn as part of a homecoming tradition. As the chant goes, "From his ashes rises the spirit of new conquests and victories." Elmer was eventually abandoned after the introduction of Buster in 1974. While Elmer's homecoming tradition is no longer honored today, his legacy lives on in Boise State's unofficial The Dark History of Boise State book.
Now on this day of today, October the 23rd, 1929 year of our Anno Domini, the stock market is healthier than home run making machine Babe Ruth. I am real American stockbroker Jonathan Hamburger, and this is how you make the big money fast. Step number 1, AMPS. Always make speculation. With the economy as beefy strong as it is right now, paying money into stocks is like buying more money. You can put money into beef or orange and still make clam. Step number 2, profit and enjoy. I do not know how you dukes or dames deal with your dough, but soon you will have to learn, because you will be like bakers in a bakery of green money. As sure as I am Jonathan Hamburger, real American stockbroker and native of New York State, this country will be as rich as me forever.
Editor's note. The next day, Mr. Hamburger lost all his money in a market crash dubbed Black Thursday. While the results of this collapse have yet to emerge, the Hamburger family have moved to Utica, New York to pursue rural work. Luckily, my check didn't bounce. Until next time.
Now let's take a trip down memory lane. Hold on to your skinny jeans, because these years will have you wishing time travel was real. Ah, the 2010s, specifically 2013, where fashion trends could be seen from miles away and sometimes from outer space. Picture yourself strutting around in neon skinny jeans so tight they could double as tourniquets. And who could forget the obligatory flannel shirt, infinity scarves, knee-high Converse, and silly brand bracelets? 2013 also saw the rise of hipster glasses so big they doubled as satellite dishes. People were wearing glasses with clear lenses just for the geek chic aesthetic. You see, in 2013, it wasn't enough to be smart. You had to look like you just finished solving differential equations while sipping a chai latte from Starbucks. 2013 was also made of a year of musical diversity, where you could go from twerking to crying within the span of a playlist. Miley Cyrus became the queen of twerking, and her song Wrecking Ball gave us the unforgettable image of her riding a giant wrecking ball in her birthday suit. We're not sure if she was trying to destroy something or just fashion trends. Meanwhile, LMFAO's hit song like Party Rock Anthem and Sexy and I Know It were still echoing in the hearts of partygoers worldwide. The Harlem Shake went from Harlem-based dance to a global meme, and Gangnam Style took the world by storm with its catchy tune and absurdly entertaining music video. Remember Vine? It was the app where you had the whopping 6 seconds to be funny, artistic, or bizarre. Vine gave birth to viral sensations like "Do It for the Vine" or "What are those?" And who could forget the phenomenon of Flappy Bird? The simply infuriating game took the world by storm, with players smashing their iPhone 5Cs in frustration and then promptly re-downloading it. The game was so addictive that it seemed like the only thing flapping more than those digital wings was our collective sanity. It was time when absurdity reigned supreme and it felt like anything was possible. A world where space leggings were the norm, twerking was a skill, and let's take a selfie became part of our vocabulary. What a time to be alive.
Did you know, during the time of home phones, teenagers had to fit their whole house in the car if they wanted to text and drive?
Hi, I'm Alton Dills, and today we're going to take a dive into Boise State athletics. For many, what initially comes to mind is the 2007 Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma. However, Boise State athletics extends far beyond the famous blue turf. Boise State has a relatively young but highly successful athletics program. The school competed in various sports at the junior college level, but in 1965, Boise State became a four-year institution, prompting an expansion of its athletics program. The men's basketball program at Boise State has had its fair share of success. The team has made several appearances in the NCAA tournament with notable showings in 1987 and 1993. Boise State has also won regular season championships in the Big Sky, the Western Athletic Conference, and the Mountain West Conference. As of 2023, the Broncos were selected for a second straight appearance in the NCAA tournament. In women's basketball, the program has also had its moments of success. The team has made multiple appearances in the NCAA tournament and has won regular season championships in the Big Sky and the WAC. The track and field program at Boise State has seen considerable success at both the conference and national levels. Athletes have earned All-American honors and have competed in the NCAA track and field championships. These tremendous athletes compete on Ed Jacoby track at Donna Larson Park. Boise State women's gymnastics program has established itself as a competitive force in the Mountain Rim Gymnastics Conference. The team has won numerous conference titles and made appearances in the NCAA Gymnastics Championships. The women's soccer team competes in the Mountain West Conference and has had notable seasons with successful runs in conference play. Like the vast majority of schools, football is the most attended, funded, and anticipated competition. Arguably, the turning point for this program came by one of the greatest finishes in college football history, where the Broncos defeated the Sooners 43-42 in the aforementioned 2007 Fiesta Bowl.
Boise State for the win. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won!
Furthermore, one of the most notable names in college football is Kellen Moore, a Boise State alumni who carries on his success coaching in the NFL to this day. The Broncos continue to produce NFL-caliber players, and the blue turf remains a staple in NCAA athletics. Thank you for joining us on this quick synopsis of Boise State athletics. With a bright future ahead, I expect to see you at sporting events throughout the year.
If we put every Beatlemaniac, One Directioner, and K-pop stan on an island, who do you think would win? More at 11.
Treasure Valley Community Television, Southwest Idaho's public access television.
Neurovascularizing nostalgically onto your screen, it's me, Samuel Coogan, the State Line Stallion, here with another rollicking episode of the Flashback Zone. The show where we take a look back at days past in the University Television catalog. And folks, don't you just miss those good old days? When time was linear, I mean. Back before those conniving sons of guns over at Johnny Hamburger Enterprises came out with the Nuke on the Go app. Though, it does make you wonder, what did kids do for fun back in those days? Luckily, we've got two all-natural, rip-roaring, slip-sliding tour guides to show us the ropes. Let's take a look at what was going on back in the year 2000.
In the year 2000.
After a corporate merger and celebrity endorsement, the Taco Bell Arena was renamed the Del Taco Bell Mar Arena.
In the year 2000.
After worldwide beef shortage, Panda Express will begin serving a more sustainable resource, live pandas.
In the year 2000.
Leonardo DiCaprio finally gets an Oscar. Not an Academy Award, but he does start dating someone named Oscar.
In the year 2000.
Man, those memories just come flooding back. For all you folks living in the present, make sure to buy my patented Coogan clothes to survive nuclear fallout like no one else. Keeping up with the Joneses has never been so easy. For University Television, I've been Samuel Coogan, the State Line Stallion. I'll catch you on the next episode of the Flashback Zone.
It's funny how each decade had its signature drug. Cocaine for the 80s, weed for the 70s, LSD for the 60s, cigarettes for the 50s, cigarettes for the 40s, cigarettes for the 30s, cigarettes for the 20s, cigarettes for the...
American football, born in the late 19th century, emerged as a rugged and strategic sport. Walter Camp, often hailed as a father of American football, played a pivotal role in shaping its rules. The sport gained widespread popularity through intense college rivalries, eventually culminating in the establishment of the NFL in 1920. Over the years, the Super Bowl has become a cultural phenomenon, featuring iconic moments that have left a lasting mark on history. Legendary figures like Jim Brown, Joe Montana, and Jerry Rice have defined different eras in the sport's rich tapestry. Simultaneously, college football has thrived, boasting storied programs like Notre Dame and Alabama. American football has undergone significant transformation thanks to innovations such as the forward pass and the spread offense. However, it hasn't been without its challenges, including concerns regarding player safety. Today, American football transcends being just a game. It's ingrained in American culture. It embodies the essence of American competition, strategy, and unity on the gridiron, captivating fans not only across the nation, but also around the world.
In the New York Times bestseller, The Bible, the God of Abraham promises that his son would come to earth 2 times. The Olive Garden opened in 1982, and yet some people would have you believe these are mere coincidences. Curious.
Cesar Chavez was a prominent American labor leader and civil rights activist of the 20th century. He dedicated his life to advocating for the rights of farm workers, leading the United Farm Workers Union. Through nonviolent protests, strikes, and hunger strikes, Chavez fought for fair wages, improved working conditions, and better treatment of agricultural laborers. His tireless efforts helped raise awareness about labor rights and social justice, leaving a lasting impact on the labor movement and inspiring generations to advocate for the rights of marginalized workers. Now, how did that name come to Boise State's beloved road? In the mid-2000s, Cesar Chavez Lane emerged as a result of a pressure campaign led by students and faculty who were upset over Taco Bell's sponsorship of the campus and sports music venue. Taco Bell had recently signed a lucrative sponsorship deal of the formerly titled Pavilion on campus. This occurred while the national corporation was facing a boycott due to the labor violations. In concession of the complaints, Boise State officially requested changing Campus Lane to Cesar Chavez Lane on March 6, 2006. Students at the time remarked that this was more of a PR move rather than an independent university action, but still proves that student voices can cause change.
Pursuing acting is a very risky move, but you do have a 1 in 45 chance of being president.